Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dime One, and I'm back with another video. You know what you gotta do: rate, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when my next live stream or video goes down. I know it's been a minute. Okay. First of all, let's get some stuff out the way. The NBA fined and suspended. I believe he's a part owner of the Golden State Warriors who shoved Kyle Lowry when he was heading to the stands. He also issued an apology, taking 100% of the blame and the responsibility. The same cliches. This. I hope this one incident shouldn't reflect on what he has done in his life and things of that nature. Basically chalking it up to a mistake. I feel like he was intoxicated, and when you're intoxicated, you do stupid things. Okay, it clouds your judgment. Even though that's not an excuse. Okay, I'm gonna give him the benefit of a doubt. At least he's owned to it and stepped up. He also said that he was going to apologize to Kyle Lowry personally. Okay, so if he does that, if he meets him face to face instead of through a text or through social media or whatever, it's good on my end. Particularly if Kyle Lowry accepts the apology, which I know he is because he's a stand-up dude. Okay, so we got all that out of the way. Let's talk about tonight's game. Vegas has already said that Toronto Raptors are going to be the favorites to win the finals. And a lot of people feel like the Raptors are an underdog. And I don't want to take anything away from what transpired in Game 3. I felt like the role players stepped up, and in some aspects the starting five stepped up as well. Even though Kawhi Leonard is still injured, Kyle Lowry is still injured. The others sort of stepped up, and they did their thing on Game 3. Plus, not to mention Boogie had an awful game. There was no Klay Thompson. Okay, and Draymond Green did pretty decent, and Steph Curry almost scored 50 points. Okay, so and there's still no Kevin Durant, and it's not going to be a Kevin Durant this Friday, tonight. A lot of people feel like he'll be, if the earliest for him to return is late in the finals, like a game 6, I feel like if anything earlier than that, probably a game 5, game 6, most definitely. Okay, a lot of people are taking things from Game 3 and they're trying to apply it to their knowledge on why the Toronto Raptors are going to win. I feel like this is all going to be set up for the Golden State Warriors to win tonight. Unfortunately, their home court advantage. Okay, that crowd gets lit when the Golden State Warriors do their thing, and the refs are going to give the Golden State Warriors a lot of calls, a lot of questionable calls. Okay, and I feel like Boogie is not going to have that same game where on Game 3. I feel like he's going to contribute scoring wise, and as far as his assists and rebounds, I mean, that was pretty average, mediocre. Okay, but still, I think Boogie's going to have a good night. Draymond Green is going to continue to have a good night. Okay. And Klay Thompson is supposed to be in the starting lineup. Okay. And Steph Curry is going to probably continue to shine and do his thing. And I think that's enough for them to beat the Toronto Raptors. A lot of people have to realize, that was the best Toronto Okay, so I feel like the Golden State Warriors are going to ultimately win because I don't see the Toronto Raptors doing another performance like that. You know, where everything is on and popping and everything is clicking. Okay, I just don't see that. Happening. Okay, so my whole thing of it is that I feel like the Golden State Warriors are going to win Game 4, and I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know what type of is it the 2-3-2 format. I feel like the Golden State Warriors are going to win tonight's game and Game 5, and when yeah, that'll be Game 5, and then when they go back to Toronto for 6 and 7, I feel like that's a better shot. Kevin Durant. I think the percentages are high for Kevin Durant to return either Game 6 or Game 7. Even though a lot of people are penciling in Game 5, where there's a possibility that he would return, and I feel like 50% Kevin Durant is better than no Durant. I feel like it changes things when you have Durant on the floor. Durant, his skill set, he doesn't necessarily have to be athletic to still do his thing skillfully, okay? Because the guy is very talented. He's very tall. He can shoot anywhere, and you can, I don't think he's going to be able to move around a lot. But as far as him going down the court and being a spot up shooter, just one of the others instead of the guy where the offense flows around Kevin Durant. Now Kevin Durant is part of the offense. Okay, I don't. Maybe he can do a screen here and there, but to me, him being a spot up a shooter, that's a new wrinkle and a new dynamic the Toronto Raptors are going to have to defend, because you're going to ultimately have to have somebody in front of Kevin Durant. Okay, you just can't just keep him by himself. Okay, now a lot of people are gonna think it's gonna be rust. Kevin Durant's been doing this for a long, long time, and he's familiar with a lot of shots around the court. And he has been practicing shooting, no full contact drills, but he has been shooting. Okay, so Kevin Durant, I feel like the best version of Kevin Durant you're going to get Game 6 or 7. Even if he do return Game 5, I don't think you're going to get the very best of Kevin Durant on Game 5. If the Golden State Warriors, which I feel like they're going to win tonight, and then they're going to win Sunday, that makes it 3-2. Now the pressure is going to be put on the Toronto Raptors, where they're going to have to win 2 straight games, at their arena, with a Kevin Durant that you're going to have to worry about. Klay Thompson's going to be a little bit more healthier than tonight, and Boogie. If you got to still pay attention of what type of Boogie you're going to get each and every game, and then you're going to have Steph Curry, as well as Iggy and the rest of those cats of the Golden State Warriors. Okay, so I feel like, me personally, tonight's game, the Golden State Warriors are going to win, and they're also going to win Sunday. And I feel like when they get 2 wins under their belt, that's going to embed a lot of confidence in this squad, and the confidence is going to be really blown out of control when Kevin Durant returns. So it's one of those things that it's not in basketball. I don't believe in win streaks or losing streaks. Okay, if you face a certain team at a certain time, okay, there's an unknown about it. Okay, particularly a very talented team like the Golden State Warriors. Okay, because they got so much firepower. They're never going to say to themselves they're done. Okay, they can't outscore them. Okay, so when you dealing with somebody, when you're dealing with a team like the Golden State Warriors, they're never going to have doubts in the back of their mind that they can possibly lose this series. Thanks for the thumbs up, by the way. I feel like the Golden State Warriors, like I said, they're going to win game. They're going to win tonight's game. They're going to win Sunday's night's game. And when they go back to Toronto, okay, I don't know if it's a 2-3-2 format, but if it's a 2-3-2 format and they play the last two games in Toronto, okay, that when they go back, they're going to be on a 2-game winning streak. And then, there's a possibility of Kevin Durant returning. Okay, so it's one of those things that in basketball, that's why basketball is so different than baseball and football, because you can pretty much control your faith in football, because you can you can let the running back just pound away, and then no homo pound and take time off the clock. And if you got timeouts, okay, if you don't have any time out on the other side, you can control the clock in football. In baseball, if you got a good closer can sit on a lead. Okay, so when you look at baseball and football, you can pretty much control your destiny, your faith. But with basketball, if you get hot, if a team gets hot, okay, if they start scoring 10, 20, 30 points straight, okay, it's hard to overcome that, particularly when they're hot and you're cold, okay? Sometimes in basketball history, you might have both teams on a shooting streak, okay? But it's a few and far between. The majority of the time, one team is hot while the other team is cold, because it got a lot of pressure on them to try to outshoot them or defend them. So it's just one of those things, So I feel like the Golden State Warriors are going to win tonight. And I feel like they're going to win the series, okay? And they're going to get their third one in a row. And I feel like, when it's all said and done, Kevin Durant's going to stay with the Golden State Warriors. Why would you go someplace else when you really don't know, when the unknown is so big? You don't know if the Brooklyn Nets can, even if it's you and Kyrie, can they capitalize on some other talent? You don't know the New York Knicks and their front office, and can they build that roster? Okay, there's an unknown about the LA Lakers. Okay, you got a lot of things going on in the front office. Magic Johnson done step down or quit, whatever you want to, however you want to take it. Okay, so you don't know about the LA Lakers. All right, and the Clippers is a small unknown too. Okay, so why would you go someplace else when the best option for you is the Golden State Warriors? They can pay you the most. They have the better roster. Now, I feel like when they signed Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, I don't know how they're going to have enough money to sign Draymond Green. And I always had these conversations on live streams. I feel like if they lock up Kevin Durant, Steph, and Klay Thompson, the odd man out is Draymond Green. If he wants a max contract. Now, if Draymond Green wants to go to the Golden State Warriors on a lesser deal, fine and dandy, but I just don't think they're going to have enough flexibility financially wise to max out all these players. Okay, so somebody's going to be the odd man out, and I feel like it's Draymond Green. I've said that in several live streams. Okay, can't keep them all. There's no way in the world you can make them all happy. There's no way in the world you can keep them all. Okay, now on the flip side of things, you have to look at the Toronto Raptors. I feel like and it's I don't want to put a percentage on it, but I really don't see a large percentage of them winning the finals. Okay, but if for some strange way they do win the NBA finals, I feel like that's Kawhi Leonard's swan song, because I feel like the only way he will stay in Toronto if he's happy with the city of Toronto. Now I know there's a lot of news reports out there that said that he don't bought a house, some real estate there. That's all fine and dandy, but that's not really telling you whether or not he's going to stay in Toronto. I feel like if it's all said and done, I feel like out of all the free agents, I feel like how Leonard is probably going to Kawhi Leonard's probably going to move on back to La La Land. Now, between the two teams, I feel like the Clippers have the most to offer, and I feel like the Clippers, when you look at their roster and you look at their front office, it's more stable versus question marks in the roster with the Lakers and in their front office. But we have to see how Rob Pelinka plays this, and we also got to see if LeBron James is a good recruiter. Okay, which if you look at LeBron James' record, LeBron James couldn't even recruit people to come to Cleveland. Okay, and now LeBron James is a little older now, and yes, he can say that it's the Los Angeles Lakers. You're gonna be playing for a historic team, and you're gonna be playing alongside me. We have a damn good roster. We have a good coaching staff. Even though there may be some question marks of the front office, still that's a good squad. But he's gonna have to really convince, I feel like a lot of players in today's NBA don't want to play alongside LeBron James because of the fear of when they lose, they get all the blame, but when they win, LeBron gets all the credit. Okay, and I feel like a lot of players are hesitant to play for LeBron James. Okay, and now I pretty much talked out of what we were supposed to been talking about was today's finals. Okay, and I feel like it's going to be a very exciting finals. But I still feel like if I had to put money on anything, the Golden State Warriors are going to be your champion when the dust and the smoke clear. And I feel like you're going to get 2 games from Kevin Durant, and I feel like that's going to really change how they look at things. And how they approach things with the Golden State Warriors. Now, that's another wrinkle that you're going to have to worry about defense-wise, because without KD, it's pretty easy, even though it's kind of hard, but it's pretty easy to defend the Golden State Warriors. Okay, but now when you put in Kevin Durant, and now you got all the other players. Now that's one more player that you're going to have eyes on, or have a player in front of. Okay, so that's all I got to say. I made this video way too long than what it's supposed to be. I would try to talk to you guys sometime this weekend. It's your boy